Hello, this is Nick here from Gorgon Reviews. I'm here with Megan Rico and Kade Atwood, co-directors of the film Edie Arnold is a Loser. This movie is not just a long list of reasons why Edie Arnold is a loser, it's also a classic tale about teenage love and starting a band for that love. Thank you so much for spending time this morning here.
Yeah, happy to be with you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Now, before we get too deep into this movie, what's the first movie you remember seeing in theaters?
I have an immediate memory, and it's so weird.
Is it Robin Hood Men in Tights?
No, I didn't see that in theaters. I'm not a billion. It's Treasure Planet. I think I know I saw movies before that in theaters. I was like a baby in a movie theater. I didn't cry. It was very good. But the one I remember most consciously is Treasure Planet.
Yeah, that's what I can't like. I'm sure I saw movies before this, but I have a very vivid memory of seeing Recess Schools Out in theaters. It was like in the summer on like I think it was like my first like Dollar Tuesday movie, and I like went with a bunch of other kids, and it was like, wow, this is what theaters are meant to be.
I distinctly remember seeing Recess in theaters also as like my first, I'm a kid and going to the movie on my own, not with my parents.
Yeah.
Mm.
Parents did not want to go see Recess.
No. I'm like, we'll drop you off. We'll see you in 2 hours.
Yeah.
But don't talk about it afterwards.
This one's probably a bit simpler for both of you. When and how did you decide you wanted to work in the entertainment industry?
Oh.
Mine was in high school. I was like a little theater boy, and I wanted to be an actor, and I thought, you know what? I want a more stable living, so I'm going to be a director. And I don't think it's any more stable than being an actor.
But also, not to put you on the spot, don't you have that great story about when you saw like Shrek
Oh, yes.
in you? I just love that.
Yeah, I was when I was 6, I saw Shrek in theaters, and I like went out to go to the bathroom during the movie, and then on my way back, I like noticed the poster for Shrek in the little box, and I just stopped and stared at it. And for some reason, that was the first time in my mind that it clicked that like hundreds of people make these movies because I was looking at Shrek's vest, this like leather vest, and it had all these like intricate details to make it look like leather. And I was like, wow, someone designed all of these, like all of this little texture. And I was like, I want to be a part of that system one day.
Mine's like less inspiring. I'm kind of like I'm a little sister. It's like a big part of my identity is like I'm a little sister. And um my older brother, I'm not crying. I just joked. My older brother got into film and I kind of just followed him around. He's 4 years older than me, so he was in high school and I was in middle school, and I was like, I'll do anything. I'll hold the camera. And he's like, you can't do that. um, and it just kind of stuck for me, which was kind of special because he has a post house now. He ended up editing a bulk of our movie, and so it was a nice full circle little moment.
Yeah, that's still inspiring. Don't worry, compared to looking at Shrek's vest, they're pretty much the same. Family bonds, whatever. Uh, so Megan, you wrote this movie. Where did the inspiration for it come from?
So it's a coming of age film, and a lot of it is pulled from my own sort of coming of age. I went to an all girls Catholic school in Miami, Florida, and I was kind of a loser, but I didn't find punk music as my like, I don't know, outlet. I found like film and television and art, but I feel like punk music is a much more like, I know, cinematic rallying cry.
Sitting at a desk is not cinematic.
Yeah, it's not as fun if we just watch her like be like, wow, I love to draw. So yeah, a lot of it was pulled from my life.
Um, well, you got involved because of your older brother, but did you also know you wanted to eventually write a movie at any point before
Yeah,
then?
I've always written, and I when I had my own brain, when I wasn't just following him around, and I developed my own sort of like instincts about what I wanted to do, I really wanted to write for television because I was like a teen during the era of like Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, The Office, Thursday nights on NBC, and
Mhm.
then SNL. Like if I stayed up late enough, and I remember just being like, "This is everything to me." Just like the jokes per minute of like 30 Rock, I was just like, "This is everything." So I knew I wanted to write for television. And then with that just came like writing for film. And I feel like it's just easier to get your own movies made than it is to get your own TV show made. And it's not even really that easy to get your own movie made.
Well, obviously, we know how Megan got on board on the movie. How did Cade become a co-director of this film. I guess how did you meet, if that's related at all?
Yeah, so we met working on a TV show called Studio C that films in Utah, and I was trying to do something else apart from the show, and I was trying to get another movie made. It like didn't come together. I asked Megan if she had any scripts, and she's like, "Well, I've got this one script that I wrote like 10 years ago," and then she sent it to me, and I read it. And I was like, "This is amazing. This is incredible. Let's direct this together."
He
And
called me on the phone. He was like, I have a crazy idea. I think we can make this movie and I think we can do it 1 month from today. And I was like, I don't believe you. And then what we went into production like 2 months later or something.
3 or 4 months. It wasn't that crazy.
It was not crazy, but it was kind of crazy.
It's crazy for a feature film. That was crazy. We didn't know at the time. We were
we were very naive, and I think that was kind of the only reason it really came together.
Yeah,
because we went in being like, how hard could it be?
Awesome. So you just jumped right into it basically, and it worked, right?
Well,
How did you split off your directing duties?
I feel like at the beginning we were very like regimented and like this is what you'll do and this is what I'll do, and that very quickly like disintegrated. And I think the like best way to describe co-directing is like whoever is most passionate about the note is the person that is the one that is like addressing the note. Because we found out that like we have like my strength is not wardrobe, but I still have thoughts on wardrobe, and there'll be something that like I'm like, oh, let's not do this or let's do this. Very rarely, but like when I'm very passionate about that, then I'll chime in, and vice versa. Same with Megan. Like I think we both have our strengths and weaknesses, but at the end of the day,
or rather, like I think we have our aspects of filmmaking that we're most interested in,
Yes,
and then other ones
yeah.
that we're like, I don't really care that much.
Yeah.
Then the other person is like, well, I actually care so much about the flyers. That person's me. Yeah, I think that Kade and I really approached it as kind of like a symbiotic organism, and we were very on the same page. It's a very additive process for us, which was really fun. Like I think our process really became we run around with a camera, like with a phone, like storyboarding it beforehand and being like, oh, well, what if we're over here and they're here and oh, do this really fast. Like it's very like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like play, which I think is really important.
I feel like a lot of people like are usually fishing for like what do we fight? What do we fight about? How do we fight? And I think the big thing is like
we haven't.
we don't fight. But the other thing is we're just not precious about our ideas. I think we're very quick to see like, oh yeah, this is like here's the gem of your idea. Now let's take it in this direction and like add to that. Or sometimes we just discard it, but we're not like upset about that because we're just trying to make the best movie possible. Like it doesn't matter whose idea it is.
Yeah, because also like if I have an idea that I feel is really the thing that has to happen and Kade is having like a strong objection to it, I trust him enough to be like, okay, even if I disagree with his pitch, what is the thing about this that's not resonating, and like how can we figure out how to make it work for both of us? And almost every time we are both happier with the new decision.
Yeah.
Almost every time.
I think every time.
Every time.
No grudges. No regrets right now.
I mean, I'll say this about like making a movie for the first time. I feel like anything that we have like quote unquote regretted, which I wouldn't say that we have regrets. Those moments were moments where we like felt we needed to do something and we didn't do it. And that is like we're upset that we like didn't go with our gut and follow like what we thought we needed to do.
Yeah, those are the regrets. Sometimes you like hear your voice off screen or like off camera in like the raw footage and you're like, no. And honestly, it's always just if you're too tired.
Yeah.
To like be specific.
Since you brought up again that it's your first full feature-length film, what was the hardest part about directing it?
I think lack of resources, which led to like lack of time for us, because our principal photography was 10 days, which was like not enough time. Like we were getting maybe like 2 takes max of a lot of scenes. So that was the hardest part. I would say like in some ways it pushed us to be more creative and sort of really informed the visual style that we landed on. But at the same time, it just would have been nice to like really like drill things and get more options of stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
It goes without saying that music is a big part of this movie. So how were the songs made for this picture? And follow up, where'd the idea of the altar boy soundbite come from? I'll call it.
Where did that come from? Was that in the script? No.
I don't think so.
I think that honestly might have come from just like us doing a bit during pre-production. You know, like
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's just like Walter Boy, the altar boy, and we're like, wait, okay, it's making us laugh every time we do it as a joke in conversation. So like, why not?
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind
We
of
also had the day we had the most time was in the chapel with the choir girls, and so that was when we recorded those voices singing the altar boy, and we just got I think a bunch of variations of like audio stuff with all that choir there. So I think that kind of like came out of that. Yeah, I don't know the original source, but for the songs, Megan's cousin, we worked with him. He's a musician, really
Nick
talented.
Balsero.
He's amazing, did a really great job. And we didn't, in the script, it just said, they play a song.
They play a song, it's awesome. We're like, cool.
And then, yeah, we got to production. We're like, oh, we need to figure out what that song is because we can't license anything from the Ramones.
Dude, they will not let us use Blitzkrieg Bob. So,
so then we had to.
yeah, and like we were a little trepidatious going into that because we're not really musicians. We're music lovers, but we're not musicians. And so Nick was really great at like listening to like what we wanted the song to sound like and what the song needed to like achieve narratively. And then he would just like send us a scratch, like a voice recording or like a voice memo of him playing something, and almost I think we were like, no notes, please record it for real.
Yeah, it was great.
Megan, is everyone in your family an artist?
A lot of well, yeah, kind of. My one cousin's a nurse, and she really does, good work. And we need more nurses probably, and less artists.
We save lives, right?
Maybe.
No.
So this film first premiered at South by Southwest about 2 months ago, and now playing at SIFF. And your first screening was last night at SIFF. You got one more to go later. Are you happy with how the crowds have reacted to the picture?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that the Seattle crowd is like my favorite crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was our biggest audience we've had yet. I feel like that is like having a lot of people is just so fun because you get to see like a bunch of different reactions and experiences to the movie, which is very fun.
And especially for like comedies, I feel like comedies are not spoken about as often when people talk about the kinds of films that put butts in seats in theaters. But I feel like it's so special to watch a comedy with a bunch of other people because like your laughs egg other people's laughs on, and everyone's like, it's such a communal experience. And so it's been really fun, even if it wasn't the movie that like we made. It's been really fun to watch a movie where that many people are laughing. I don't know, it feels like magical almost.
Are there any final things you want to shout out for this movie?
I'll say this just off of the last question, like go to theaters. I think especially for comedies, I think everyone is like go to the theaters to see
The Odyssey on IMAX.
Yeah, Odyssey, which is great. Yes.
Yes.
Go see it on IMAX, 70 millimeter. That's great. But also like our movie's not necessarily a big spectacle, but seeing it with a room full of people that are all laughing, like that is such a cool experience. And that's the way that movies are meant to be made, not alone in your house on a streaming service.
On a laptop on your lap, which that's fine.
It's fine.
But it's not as fun.
But it's not as fun.
I prefer movies on my phone, I'll have you know.
Okay, interview's over. Get out of here.
Once again, thank you so much for spending your morning here answering questions about your career and directing the movie Edie Arnold is a Loser. It's playing at SIFF, as I already noted. The next one's in a couple hours from when I'm talking at 12:45 p.m. today. Let's see if this interview is up before then. I hope it goes well, and I hope you enjoy your time here in Seattle.
Thanks so much.